In a world that chases glitz, glam, and gold, where designer handbags get more likes than books, and luxury cars seem more important than savings accounts, it's easy to believe that the rich live in another universe. But what if I told you that's not the full story? What really separates the wealthy from the rest of us isn't always the size of their paycheck or the brand of their shoes. It's what happens behind closed doors, in their habits, their quiet routines, the small, smart moves they make every single day. And today, you're about to find out what they are. So lean in, because this isn't just another money video. This is a behind-the-scenes look at 10 powerful secrets rich people live by, and how you can start using them too, even if you're broke, even if you're starting at zero. But what you do after hearing this, that part is entirely up to you. They treat time like gold. You might think rich people are obsessed with money, but here's the plot twist. What they value most is time. Imagine this. It's a Saturday morning. You're sweating, scrubbing the floor, mowing the lawn, running errands across town, spending hours doing tasks that drain you. Meanwhile, a wealthy person pays someone else to handle it. Why? Because while you're elbow deep in soap suds, they're closing a business deal, studying a new skill, networking at a high-level event, or even just resting to protect their mental clarity. To them, every hour is priceless. It's not laziness. It's leverage. They ask themselves, is this the best use of my time? And that question, it changes everything. You don't need millions to start thinking this way. Start with this. What if you used just 1 extra hour a day to read, learn, or work on something that could grow your income? That 1 hour a day could completely change your life in a year. They never stop learning. Here's something most people do. They graduate. They frame the diploma. They stop learning. End of story. But the rich, they treat education like oxygen. You'll find them buried in books on investing, psychology, marketing, negotiation, hungry for insights. They listen to podcasts while they drive. Watch financial documentaries instead of binge shows. They pay thousands to attend conferences, masterminds, or take online courses. Take Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man. He once said, "Go to bed smarter than when you woke up." Simple advice, but powerful. So here's the cliffhanger for you. What if your next breakthrough, the one that changes your income forever, is hiding in the next book you haven't read? They focus on cash flow, not just net worth. Let's say 2 people. Each own a $500,000 home. One of them struggles to pay their bills. The other? They're chilling, living comfortably, no stress. What's the difference? Cash flow. Wealthy people aren't obsessed with big numbers on paper. They want income that keeps coming in, even while they sleep. They buy things that make money, rental properties, dividend stocks, profitable small businesses, because they know you can't eat your net worth. Even if your home or car is worth a fortune, if it doesn't pay you, it can trap you. Now imagine this. Every month, $100, $500, maybe $1,000 just shows up in your account. You didn't trade hours for it. It came from your smart investments. Sounds like a dream? For the rich, it's normal. And for you, it could be your next step. They master the power of patience. Most people want everything now. The new phone, the flashy watch, the latest sneakers. But the wealthy, they play the long game. They're not afraid to wait. Because they know delayed gratification, exponential returns. Instead of dropping $80,000 on a car the minute they get a bonus, they invest it. And when that investment triples, then maybe they buy the car with their profit. They skip little indulgences now to live big later. Let me ask you something. How many times have you clicked buy now just for the thrill? And what if the feeling you're chasing in that moment is the same one that's keeping you broke? They don't flaunt it. They hide it. This one might shock you. A lot of millionaires? They don't wear designer labels. They don't drive brand new Lamborghinis. They don't live in the most expensive zip codes. They practice something called stealth wealth. Why? Because they've learned. The flashier you look, the more people try to take from you. Attention, pressure, scams, jealousy. They'd rather wear a $15 t-shirt, drive a 10-year-old car, and keep stacking cash in silence. Think about it. Ever met someone who looks average, but owns 5 properties and 0 debt? You probably have. You just didn't know it, because real wealth whispers, and the loudest ones often have nothing saved. But what happens when someone finally finds out how much they're actually worth? Well, that's where things get interesting. 6. They build multiple streams of income. Here's a thought that might stop you in your tracks. What would happen if you lost your job tomorrow? For most people, it would mean chaos, panic, bills piling up. But for the wealthy, it would be a setback, not a disaster. Why? Because they don't depend on just one source of income. They have multiple streams, some active, some passive, all working in the background like quiet little engines powering their financial future. Picture this: a doctor already working 50-hour weeks who also owns 3 rental properties. Every month, while she's saving lives in the hospital, rent checks are landing in her account without lifting a finger, or a teacher who freelances online, then uses that extra money to invest in dividend-paying stocks. Over time, the dividends alone start to pay his monthly bills. That's the secret. The E. Rich spread their income sources wide, so when one dries up, the others keep flowing. But what if you're starting small? Then start small. Can you tutor online, sell digital products, deliver food part-time, build an Etsy shop, freelance? Each stream is a building block, and one day, it might be the very thing that saves you. They network with intention. Here's something few people talk about. Success isn't just about what you know. It's about who you know and how you treat those relationships. The wealthy don't just make friends. They build ecosystems. They surround themselves with people who challenge, sharpen, and elevate them. Mentors who've been through it. Partners who can collaborate. Investors with big ideas. Even rivals who push them to level up. It's not about using people. It's about strategic alignment. Think about it. A young startup founder casually chats with an angel investor at a local tech meetup. 6 months later, that same investor funds their company. That conversation changed everything. You don't need to be at elite events to start. Join Facebook groups, attend free webinars, reconnect with someone on LinkedIn, say yes to coffee chats. Because behind every door you open, there might be an opportunity you never imagined. They think in decades, not days. Quick money grabs, get-rich-quick schemes, fast flips. It's all noise. Wealthy people play a different game. They think long-term, always. They plant seeds and wait. They invest in real estate, not expecting it to skyrocket tomorrow, but knowing in 10 years, it probably will. They put money in index funds, not for a weekend thrill, but for a retirement. That doesn't depend on anyone. They understand the roller coaster. The stock market might dip this year, their property value might stagnate. But over time, the graph points up. Always up, so they wait, calmly, confidently. And while others panic, they collect the rewards. You can do this too. Stop chasing the next hot crypto. Start thinking, what do I want my life to look like in 10 years? Then build backwards from there. They don't fear failure, they welcome it. Here's a hard truth. If you're afraid to fail, you'll never succeed. Rich people, they fail all the time. Businesses collapse. Stocks tank. Deals fall through. But here's the twist. They don't see failure as the end. They see it as the classroom. A failed investment? A chance to analyze? A business that tanked? A lesson in market? Research a bad hire? A reminder to trust your gut next time, because every mistake, every stumble, teaches them how to move smarter. Failure is a bruise, not a scar, and they get back up, wiser, tougher, more focused. So ask yourself, What if your biggest failure is the very thing that teaches you your most profitable lesson? 10. They track every dollar. This might sound boring, but stick with me. The wealthy don't guess. They know. They know exactly where their money is going, where it's coming from, and what it's doing for them. They track expenses weekly. They review investments monthly. They calculate net worth yearly, because clarity, control. They don't get surprised by bills. They don't accidentally go into overdraft. And when they need to cut costs or find savings, they already have the numbers. Think of it like this. You wouldn't drive a car blindfolded, right? Then why do so many people live their financial life in the dark? Start simple. Use a budgeting app. Set a calendar reminder to review your spending once a month. Treat it like a game. How much can I save this month just by being aware? Because once you shine a light on your money habits, you start gaining power over them. They refuse to inflate their lifestyle. And now, we get to the most deceptive trap of all. Lifestyle inflation. It's sneaky. It feels good, but it's the silent killer of wealth. Here's how it works. You get a raise, you celebrate, you buy a nicer car, upgrade the apartment, order out more, start shopping at fancier stores. Your income goes up, but so do your expenses. And soon, you're back to square one, living paycheck to paycheck, but now with shinier stuff. The rich, they resist, even when their income doubles. They often keep the same house, drive the same car, take regular vacations, because every extra dollar isn't for spending, it's fuel for investing. Think about that. Imagine earning double what you make now, but still living simply. How fast could you build wealth? That's the difference. Final thought. Wealth is a habit, not a handoff. Let's pause here, because maybe this all feels a little overwhelming. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not rich. I'm just trying to get by. But here's what you need to hear. You don't need a trust fund to build wealth. You need habits. Small habits, smart habits. Repeated daily. Valuing time over trivial tasks. Reading instead of scrolling, investing $20 instead of buying fast fashion. Talking to new people instead of isolating. Tracking your money like it matters, because it does. Saying no to the treat yourself trap and staying calm when things go wrong, because they will. These are the real tools of wealth, not lottery tickets, not luck, discipline, awareness, patience. And if you start today, your future could look very, very different from your present. So here's your challenge. Pick one habit. Just one, and commit to it for the next 30 days. That's how it begins. The journey to freedom. The escape from paycheck to paycheck. The quiet rise no one sees coming. Because one day, someone will look at you and say, "You're so lucky." And you'll smile, knowing it wasn't luck at all.